All right, Megan, welcome to the channel. Hey, you are the Arizona homegirl, and I want everyone to, through this call, I want everyone to know and kind of discover how you became who you are today, what runs your business, where you got to. But first, before we unpack everything, what I'd like you to do is just introduce yourself and give us a quick rundown on who you are.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm Meg Estes. I am your easy home girl. What that means is I do real estate in multiple markets in Arizona. I'm like a one-stop shop. I can help with not just home searches, but I consider myself a forever resource for anybody who is living here. And that's not just if you need an inspector or a handyman. I can also recommend where to go, what to do, where to eat, because I am a native to Arizona. I have roots in both Tucson and Phoenix, and so I'm just very well experienced in my cities, and I love it.
Got it. So let me ask you real quick so we can dive a little deeper on this. The whole branding concept, how'd you go about branding yourself as the AZ homegirl?
So I was born and raised in Tucson.
Uh,
And I built a real estate business here. I've been in real estate since 2017. And then after changing a couple brokerages in the Tucson area, my husband and I moved to the Phoenix area because he took a job up there. So I started building a business up there. I did join a boutique brokerage in the area that did pretty well with training and support. It was just on a smaller scale. But I still had business coming in from Tucson and I was referring a lot of it out. Now, Tucson and Phoenix aren't that far from each other. It's about a 2 hour drive. Some people think that's far. I personally do not. but while I was not having a ton of business up there and trying to build and having a ton of business in the Tucson area, I'm like, why am I giving that business away? Why am I not just doing it myself? I have the time, I have the know-how, the patience. But the brokerage that I was in, it was very hard. They didn't know a lot about Tucson and the Tucson market and the
right.
MLS system and all of what goes with that, because it is a little bit different. We have our state regulations, but then you have your market stuff too. So I didn't have a ton of support if I needed help with that area. Which kind of led me to EXP. EXP is a borderless brokerage. So instead of having to worry about a franchise in each market, they're just one business, one company. So it made it very easy for me. And then along with the amount of agents that are in each market that are within the brokerage, I have a lot of support and a lot of help. So if I am in one area and I need help in another area, and that's not even to say like I'm in Phoenix and I need help in Tucson or vice versa. You could be in West Valley, Phoenix and need help in East Valley. And there's support there for that. So that was
Yeah.
one of the reasons. And the other reason was because you and I had talked about marketing because you were in California and I was here, and there was a mass exodus coming from California.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. We talked about like being able to partner in order to work a business together. And I think this company has made that pretty easy for us overall. So that was the reason why I went there. But essentially I became the AZ homegirl because I do business in multiple markets in Arizona. I have done business everywhere from the Prescott area, which is north of Phoenix, and then Phoenix, and then the Tucson area. So North Phoenix all the way down to the Mexican border, I cover. And that's why I'm not just a local Tucson homegirl or Phoenix.
I
I'm
like
the
it.
homegirl. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful evolution.
The
So
evolution.
just so everyone can kind of gather how awesome you're doing in your business, you mentioned EXP. Has that created your business, would you say? I mean, what's the main source of your business? What's the challenges that you're facing with that source? But how has your business grown since, I guess, since finding your community?
So this is my fourth brokerage, and it's the one that I've been at the longest. I was your typical agent when I started. I started with a team, very popular brokerage in Tucson, and it just, I didn't, even there, I didn't get the support that I needed because I wasn't a producing agent. And if you know how that goes, I mean, it's managing brokers usually want to support who's making the money because they're making money off of that person.
Right.
So, the amount of support that I have received in this brokerage has been phenomenal, and I love our community, and our trainings, our innovative, amazing education within our group, within our organization. There's nothing like that here. I mean, there is, if you know anything about Tucson at all, it's very behind in the times. And so that alone in this market, I stand out. The AI training, the social media training, I was hell bent on cold calling, door knocking, open houses. I'm an old school agent. I did the old school ways and I built a pretty good business. I have a very good referral network within my sphere because I'm very good at staying in front of my people. And
Mhm.
I like to network. So I do a lot of events and I see a lot of people. But it gets tiring. And I think that's where a lot of agents struggle. And I still, there are days that I sit down, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to call. I don't want to do these calls, but I do
Yeah.
it because that's what I've built my business off of. But now I have these extra tools that are helping me get in front of more people one time than one person at a time. So I don't have a huge following on Instagram or YouTube, but I am getting business off of my social media and it is my sphere mostly. So people that are already on my social media, I'm not farming for new people, but they're seeing my value constantly.
Right.
They know that I put out these local market insights. They know that I am going to show up with information that is current. And I'm able to keep up with those because of the systems that we have within our organization. I struggled with that for a long time. It's like, I don't want to research the market this month because it should be easily accessible. And there's so many different ways to research it, right? Lots of people rely on Zillow, which is incorrect information,
Yeah.
especially
Right.
when you compare it to your actual MLS data. And that data doesn't even come out, in my opinion, soon enough for when I want to share it. I'm usually sharing, like for July, I had to share May's data because June wasn't out yet. So now with our AI systems, I'm able to get that data much faster and it's very accurate, and I don't have to rely on people as much
Mhm.
and more rely on myself. I have my own little assistant that works when I want it to.
Got it. So would you say that majority of your business comes from your social media or referrals? Like, because I know your business, why don't you kind of like show the people what EXP can offer in terms of agent to agent relationships and improving or kind of going against the what people believe like, oh, other agents are my competition, but really they're your best resource.
50% of my business comes from agent to agent referral. Um, which I love because I am a people person and I'm a huge supporter of agents. I've always said, there's enough business for us all to win. I don't safeguard my secrets. I share everything. Whether you're with me or you're against me, I will share what's working for me and what's not working. I have learned how to network within EXP. I'm very lucky to have found this because my reach to other agents isn't just local, it's global. So somebody can post within our network system that they are looking for an agent in Arizona, and I can comment and they can reach out and I've been interviewed, I've been vetted for their clients, and it's been great business for me because usually when you get a referral, the client is ready to go. They're warm or they're hot. Like you don't have to do a lot of nurturing at that point.
Right.
So that's been extremely beneficial for my business is that. So I rely heavily on those referrals, not just from other agents though, but from my sphere. And then I would say now it's a mix. If you put referrals aside, the rest of my business is a mix of social media and nurturing on the back end with my CRM, which is also amazing. So
Yeah, you have some great systems for
yeah.
sure. Would you say systems are also one of your specialties?
Yes, and the reason why is because I didn't have them in place for a long time, and now that
Yeah.
I've learned how to put systems in place, it's helped my business become a well-oiled machine.
Hmm.
My peaks and valleys of commissions are less, it's more stable,
Yeah.
just because I've learned how to kind of streamline my business through systems, easy systems that I hired somebody to help me build them based on my business, but now that I know what to do, it's easy for me to alter them how I need for multiple aspects of my business. Now I have a system for social media posting. I have a system for my clients. I have a system for networking. I mean, it's endless what you can do once you actually learn how to implement a system that's put together well.
Right. So let's cover this because now AI is a buzzword with all of the, real estate agent space.
Yes.
But mainly what I want to kind of go after is for any new agents watching this, how not scary AI is, but more how you implement it into your daily business with your social media and your agent referrals to essentially give you more time back at home with your family, but grow your business at the same time.
Yes. So I'll tell you right now, the whole reason why I got into real estate is because I didn't want to be the mom that was always at work. I don't mind working.
Right.
I used to work 60 to 70 hours a week before I had kids. And before I got into real estate, I was single. I wasn't married. I could do that. It became a little more challenging. And then when I switched careers into real estate, that was why I want to be able to be present for my children, but you have to work just as hard at this. So going from the old ways to now using AI, which I know people either love it or hate it, or they love the idea of it or they hate the idea of it, I should say. I do not use it to replace who I am to my people, whether that's a client, a vendor, anything like that. I use it as, like I said before, an assistant. I give it some instructions on what my day might look like. Here's what I need to do. Can you help me map this out so I can utilize my time properly? And it'll give it to you. I do now being in social media and needing to learn how to figure out what content is working without doing hours of research. We've been able to create that. And I mean, I have 30 days of content created in 5 minutes and it's optimized. I mean, it is on point. I couldn't come up with something that good,
Right, right.
But what I love about it too is that I'm able to use it to optimize myself. So
Mm.
I'm showing up, whether that's on camera or in a text message or in an email or whatever, with the most value that I can for my people. And they love it. And it's so accurate. Like people are so, they think it's a robot on the other side and it's going to take away that personal connection. Like I can't put AI in front of my clients. I can't say, talk to my, I don't even really rely on like AI chatbots or, anything like that. I just
Yeah,
use it to stay in front of my people.
a
But
very basic level.
yeah. But I mean, it keeps it to where I'm able to stay in front of a few thousand people every single day. And then when they need me, I'm just a touch away, and I still have my personal interactions with everybody. And I mean, it's been such a game changer for not just how much business I'm doing, but also making my business just better. Like it's just so much better.
So, what's a one liner? This one's going to be hard. What's a one liner that you'd give a new agent or a high producing agent, a struggling agent, you name it, about AI so they can overcome their limited beliefs and implement it in their business?
I think a one liner. I mean, it's going to be the same one liner that you use in real estate anyway, but
Mhm.
it's consistency. You
Mm.
have to, even you might learn AI today, and next month it's going to be a little bit different. So you have to stay up on it, but it's easier to stay up on it. And it's fun. Like, I very much enjoy playing around with it,
Oh
teaching
yeah.
who I am, learning my style, and I don't use a ton of AI systems. I use two, maybe three at most. But it's just, yeah, I think that being consistent with it, just like anything else, is what's going to help you grow. So if you're going to decide to use it for social media, you use it for social media. Have it create your content, learn how to optimize your content, and then do it again, and then do it again. And then once you have that down and your AI has it down, next you want to be good at weekly emails,
Yeah.
do it again. Once you have that optimized, then blogging, and then even your scripts. If you want it to learn, I did a whole script for expireds based on a book, a sales book. I said, here's the sales book. It was Never Split the Difference,
Yeah.
which is a great book for sales. But yeah, it created a whole script based on that book for me and my business for when I'm talking to people who have listings who have expired.
So it just takes the thinking out of it. So agents, if you're struggling with AI, hit us up. We'll help you out.
Absolutely.
No problem. It's super easy, but it's something you need to implement in order to let it take over and run your business and grow like Meg has. Real quick transition a little bit to EXP more specifically, because you mentioned how that essentially has skyrocketed your business almost as soon as you came to EXP. But looking ahead, how do you see yourself growing with how do you see your business growing in the next 2 to 3 years with EXP and AI and that whole integration? And like, kind of how do you see yourself, transitioning? I'm going to restart that. Check, cross, edit. All right. So looking in the future, Meg, how do you see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years integrating AI into your business? In also EXP, like how do those two come together to make you grow to where you want to go to, ultimately retiring and never having to work a day in your life again?
So well, one thing with EXP, and more importantly within our organization, the Wolfpack, I've been using ChatGPT now for 3 years. Most people are just starting to really dive into it or really connect with it. So that's huge. EXP has some really, really great alternatives for agents when it comes to doing business and for being able to someday exit out of the business. We have stock, which that you can, 49% of this company is owned by the agents. It's not, it's not a small entity that is owned by investors, which is great. So you have that. You do have revenue share, which I never thought I would get into. And now I just love it because it's a way for everybody to win. And I think teaching AI to people who are willing to learn about it, it might not be for everybody. I've talked to a lot of agents who they don't want anything to do with it and they're a little scared of it, but at some point those agents might phase out if they don't do something with it, because it is going to just grow from here. Too many people utilize it now in all aspects of business. But so with EXP and the Wolfpack and these innovative trainings, we are able to just scale quicker than most agents do normally. And that's coming from somebody who knows it takes 6 months to a year to build a business if you are consistent with it every single day. Whereas I have an agent who just came on 2 months ago and he's already got a listing and a buyer and working on a second buyer. And it's all due to the systems and the trainings that we have. There's no magic sauce. He's just really dove into it and wants to love it, and he is implementing it every single day, and he's doing it in a way that works for him. So that's on top of running a second business that he already has.
Dang, that's cool. That's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, pause. Is there anything else we should talk about?
No. What did you
I didn't really follow this thing because I don't know. It's like it wasn't flowing very well.
I think it was flowing fine. Rewarding clients. So can you share creative marketing?
I don't really care like to throw in like the guerrilla marketing kind of stuff. I don't really care to throw that in here.
Okay. Maybe we talk about like how people are scared of the no office thing. That's like a huge discussion that I have.
Okay. Maybe I could chop that up and I'll put it in the beginning.
Yeah, we can do that. Or we can touch base, or we don't have to. This could be good. And then with your next agent, you talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. All right. Let's just do some parting words for anybody considering EXP. Ready?
Okay.
All right, Meg. That's gonna wrap it up. Let's end it with some parting words for anybody that might be considering change of brokerage to a model like EXP or coming here to the Wolfpack and dominate like the rest of us. One sentence just to give them a little peace of mind.
It's the best thing you'll ever do. The absolute best thing you'll ever do. Partnering with the Wolfpack is why I'm here. It's less EXP and more about our community in the Wolfpack, because that is just untouched in any other group in EXP, in my opinion, and you can't beat it. It's a community that serves me and my business very well. I can reach out to agents across the globe for support and what's working for them and implement it in my local business here, and it makes all the difference.
100% agree. Well, Meg, thanks for coming in. If you want to partner with Meg and I, or just jump on a phone call, all Megan's information will be down below. Mine will be down below as well. And we hope that you explode your business. And if EXP is the place for you, come join us here at the Wolfpack and we'll all work it together.